What's up everyone? I have a 5 Tiger Bug victory for you today. We are back in the Unicorn pack actually grinding for some 5 of a kinds, and today we are getting some of the jump pads sorted. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, I really hope that you subscribe. But basically the premise, at least for the early game, is just going to be find the good units that can keep us alive until turn 7 to turn 9. Because Tiger Bug is a tier 4 pet, it will take a little while for us to see it, so we're going to survive off of the back of the Bunyip and the Mermail. So I think we have a relatively decent start right here. Turn 1 wasn't too pretty because we didn't even buy 3 pets, but at least now we have double Mermail plus a level up, so we can potentially find some good stuff. Wow chicken, very good. I was going to call it meat bone. Usually in Unicorn pack you really want to be freezing wow chickens and gingerbread man. In my experience those are the two foods that you'll be buying most often, apart from the chocolate of course. And you can see why right here. We put it on the brain cramp, which is a perfect synergy because then the weakness gets cleansed by the melon. And then we get some extra attack with the melon on top, so it's going to be a 6-2 unit with melon, therefore it is able to deal 12 damage, which is absolutely incredible for turn 3. We also pick up an Ogo Pogo right here because it's generally one of the best pets we can pick up. If you pick up a tier 6 pet eventually with a level 2 Ogo Pogo, you can make it level 2 immediately. And of course there are so many synergies with mid-round level ups that you really want to be leveling up stuff as much as possible. Here we're going to claim yet another victory with the brain cramp and the bunyip. Mermail is not contributing too much right now, but when we get it up to level 2, which is right now, I think it's going to start being super useful to the team. We level up into a Tiger Bug as well, which I think we might take even instead of the Ogo Pogo potentially. Ogo Pogo is one of those units that you really want to be keeping up until the late game if you want to win with it, because the XP is just that precious though, so we end up selling the Bunyip instead, which is like the second best unit in our team potentially, but I think it's worth it because sooner or later we'll have to transition into the 5 of a kind Tiger Bug, so it's better to do it sooner. Here I think we might just be able to win, but actually because the snipe lands on the strongest unit that we have, it just barely ends up being a draw, which is very good for us. We are very happy with draws because this sort of build can actually scale up pretty nicely. You can see we are utilizing the Baku in order to cleanse some weakness and gain some HP, but other than that we can take like potentially a Team Spirit, we can take a Unicorn and spam wow chickens, and most importantly we can even find a Loveland Frogman, which scales up jump pads in particular, which is going to be a super powerful combo with the Tiger Bug. Here we end up winning once again, which is absolutely perfect. We have not lost even a single heart, which is ideal. The transition is going to be very painful for this sort of team, so we really want to keep as many hearts as possible. And since the Tiger Bug is already available in the shop, you can see that I'm slowly starting with my transition process. I sold the Mermail right there, which was potentially my strongest unit, and I did that in order to greed a little bit from the health of the Baku. I don't know if it's correct or not, but it did feel right to the time, so here we go. I think we're going to be rewarded by not losing. We really wanted to level up into a Frogman on turn 7, but sadly we did not prepare any level ups. Instead we keep buying these wow chickens, which I don't think is too horrible. We really want a lot of attack. But yeah, the Frogman is going to be super important, so we're going to even freeze a gingerbread man for turn 9 in order to give to the frog. And then hopefully if we can manage to get a level 1.5 frog with a gingerbread man on turn 9 immediately, that will be super good for us. In case you don't know the ability of the Frogman, we'll discuss it in a little bit once it shows up, but thankfully this time we get yet another draw, as our opponent curiously enough does have a Frogman. But I think we should be getting exactly what we wanted on this turn. curiously enough, we find yet another tiger bug in shop, but I don't think it's worth taking just yet because it's only gold spent for not so much of an effect. But here we go. Now we have the perfect amount of gold to get exactly what we wanted, and here we go. Level 1.5 Frogman with Gingerbread Man. In battle it's going to level up to level 2, and it's going to give +4/+4 to any pet that jumps. It's permanent stats as well, similarly to the axolotl, so we get to keep them forever, and this is how we will be scaling out throughout the battle. It's going to be a little bit difficult though, especially against vampire bat teams, because they do get to knock us out without even us having jumped, so that is a little bit of a hassle. We really want to jump at least once or twice in order to accumulate some stats, and then no snipes will be able to take us out, and then we can start scaling up for real. So now we are starting to stack up some tiger bugs on top of each other, and I think this round will be perfect. All 3 tiger bugs get to jump and gain stats, and then we also get to win, which is the ideal outcome from every fight basically. The only unfortunate part about this run is that if we really want to get the stats, we cannot play any pet up at the front to guarantee at least one jump occurring at the start of combat. So I think we'll be okay though, especially now after picking up this melon. And this time we'll be very lucky as we get to make all of the tiger bugs jump once again. Even though that team appeared to be stronger, they were actually not good enough to defeat us, so I'm kind of very happy with the prospects of the run that we have constructed. And yeah, the tiger bugs are accumulating stats. They are going to be soon 50-50, especially now that the Frogman is level 2.66 and giving every jump pet a +6/+6 buff. You can see, even though they have a level 2 Frogman, our level 3 is just better and we end up winning at the end, which is absolutely satisfying for us. I'm spamming cornucopias right here because, as you can see, I have picked up 2 melons onto the tiger bugs up at the front, which is basically the perfect piece of equipment that you want to be looking for, and I want to give one to the third in position as well. We have managed to find some pancakes though, however, so I think we'll put that onto one of the weaker tiger bugs. Here unfortunately we lose because they have an overwhelming amount of snipes, but it's no big deal. We still have so many hearts left to spare. We have done such a wonderful job in the early game, so I think it's super good for us to even lose for a little while. We continue getting stats, so we don't have to worry about the late game too much. Most of the teams that we face in Unicorn Pack either have like Quetzalcoatl plus Team Spirit scaling, or just jump scaling like us, or even a Behemoth sort of build. Here we have some Unicorn scaling, which is pretty fun to see, but I don't think it's going to be strong enough to defeat us. Look at this, level 3 Frogman, just so good, and it even survives at the end of the fight to claim a victory for us. So we are approaching the end of the run. I am just going to hardcore roll for the last tiger bug because I really don't want to miss out on the 5 of a kind. And sadly on this turn we are not going to find it, but that's why we started rolling early, so we have 10 more gold to work with on next turn. This team looks super scary with a Cerberus plus a Hydra plus a Jersey Devil, but thankfully the ability of the tiger bug is just good enough to save us. And here we go, we are on 9 trophies. This is going to be the final turn. We're going to keep rolling for the final one, and eventually we are going to find it. We also find double chocolate to potentially make one of the tiger bugs level 2, which is exactly what we want to see. And yeah, we're going to take that, we're going to sell the Frogman and buy the 5th tiger bug, and this will be the run. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.